Hello, I am Lissette Rodríguez. I'm a geographer from the Dominican Republic, and today, in celebration of Humboldt's Day, we will be discussing a few topics about the biogeography of the Dominican Republic. Hope you enjoy. Our main topics are biogeography regions of the Dominican Republic, successes and challenges of the biogeography syllabus in the Dominican Republic, and biogeography and scientific informative research from an insular perspective. Within this main topic, we will be discussing the next things. Formation of the island, established biogeography eras, and the measurements of flora and fauna. To comprehend the function of our unique island, it is very important to know the geological process of formation. This Hispaniolan island documents a continuous increase in the island's surface. The geological origin of the island began when the process of immersion of the island started due to the phenomenon of subduction of the North American plate that is embedded slowly below the Caribbean plate. Product of this geological process, two land of masses emerged, represented by the oldest mountain systems called Cordillera Central and Sierra de Bauru. These two big land of masses are divided into the North Island and the South Island, and what we call today the Paleo Islands. They were separated by a sea canal that today is an under the sea level region lake called Enriquillo Lake, largest lake of the Caribbean. These two land masses were the last ones to get together, and the time they took to get together can be seen in the species differentiation. So now, thanks to this geological process and the difference of highs and lows, we have a very diverse island. Due to our tropical Caribbean location, the climatic variables of the Dominican Republic are very diverse, with areas of high and low rainfall, high and very low temperatures due to altitude, taking into account the windward and leeward effects, resulting in a great variety of forest types, such as just dry forests, wetland forests, broadleaf forests, and more. Thanks to this variety of life zones, our country has a very high floristic diversity if we compare it with other territories of similar extension. 15 areas of high endemisms of flora and fauna have been reported for the Dominican Republic. As expected, the top two areas of endemisms are La Sierra de Bauruco and La Cordillera Central, the major and oldest mountain systems. As we can see in these images of distribution of flora, this great biodiversity can be seen in the number of endemic species of flora. Of approximately 6,000 species of vascular plants are reported for the Dominican Republic. 2,050 registered species are endemic. Of approximately 6,000 species of vascular plants are reported for the Dominican Republic. Of those, 2,000 are registered like endemic species. Sadly, according to the Red List, 1,388 of those endemic species present a category of threat. The Sierra Bauruco is home to more than 180 species of orchids, probably to the isolation who was subjected, but also has the largest number of species in danger of extinction. The number of species of fauna is a bit bigger. The invertebrates represent the largest component of them. There are around 7,030 species of invertebrates. 37% of these species are endemic. It is very important to mention that 96% of the 74 species of amphibians are endemic. 89% of the 166 species of reptiles are endemic, and just around the Sierra of Bauruco, 39 of these species are reported there. I want to highlight the fact that two species of iguanas and one species of crocodile are exclusive of the Enriquillo Lake, which is the only area under the sea level. We can see it in this area. I want to highlight the fact that two species of iguanas and one species of crocodile are exclusive of the Enriquillo Lake area. which is the only area under the sea level. This area. 53 species of mammals, including domestic species, are reported for the Dominican Republic, along with the hutia and the Hispaniola solenodon, are the only survivals of a diverse fauna of terrestrial. 53 species of mammals, including domestic species, are reported for the Dominican Republic, along with the Plagiodontia iodium and the solenodon, are the only survivals of a diverse fauna of terrestrial mammals that existed on this island in historical times. These two little species. 53 species of mammals, including domestic species, are reported for the Dominican Republic. Along with the hutia, the solenodon are the only survivals of a diverse fauna of terrestrial mammals that existed on the island in historical times. The endemism is not only the important biodiversity quality that the Dominican Republic has. 21 important bird areas have been established in the Dominican Republic. These areas represent 13% of the territory's surface and are home of bird species that are globally threatened and have restricted distribution. Almost all important bird areas in the Dominican Republic belong partially or totally to the national system of protected areas. Due to the importance, biodiversity, and variety of the endemisms and zones in the Dominican Republic, the Ministry of the Environment and Natural Resources has established 128 areas of protected areas in the Dominican Republic. These areas are part of national biodiversity and conservation policies. These areas represent 25% of the national territory. In these conservation units, they are protected representative samples of a large part of the main ecosystems, and more than 90% of these species of endemic flora and fauna are reported in these areas. Closing the subject, now we're going to talk about the academic process of teaching biogeography in the Dominican Republic. This process is very important and crucial to align conservation thinking, and that's part of the reasons why we chose this subject as the main topic of discussion. The academic biogeography syllabus designed by Dr. in Geography Jose Ramon Martinez Valle comprehends since the history of biogeography to a final manuscript. As a scientific research, it is crucial to handle data, big amounts of it. This skill is used to understand the measurement of biodiversity, in this case, using the alpha and beta biodiversity, using the vegetation gene-tree transects as part of the assignments. The graphics shown on the right are part of the results from these measurements, like the accumulation curve of individuals, abundance composition by country, and more. As islanders, we make a special stop in this topic, which from it derive the final practice and manuscript. Here we can see two examples of works resulting from this academic program. At the left, we have the analysis of abundance and distribution of Anolis disticus at the campus of the Autonomous University of Santo Domingo. This manuscript consists in relating the climatic and ambiental variables with the encounter, sighting, and position of the species of Anolis, shown in the graphics we've served as. This manuscript consists in relating the climatic and ambiental variables with the encounter, sighting, and position of the species of Anolis, shown in the graphics we observed at the left. At the right, we have the floristic composition of house backyards in 4 communities of Bani for a 1-year period. This work, developed later as a degree thesis, consisted in visiting a number of sampled houses, backyards, identifying the flora found in them to later show the composition and communities of species, shown in the graphics at the right.
Hello everyone, my name is Stiward Montero. I'm a civil engineer from the Autonomous University of Santo Domingo. Today in this webinar I will talk about biography and scientific informative research from an insular perspective. The Dominican Republic is classified as one of the insular Caribbean countries with high biodiversity and endements according to studies and research carried out in recent years. This biological diversity ranges from ecosystem, natural communities, and the level of species and genre. The history of the classification of the natural vegetation of the Dominican Republic is recent. Doolan presents a brief review of forests in which they distinguish six different types. Its classification is simple but not very useful to describe the vegetation as diverse as that of the country. So, the first detailed description of the country's vegetation comes from Seaferry in 1936, who treated it according to the concept of climax vegetation organized in sub by stage of subsections. The structure and the concept of its classification referring to description, subsection, and hierarchy are closely related to the those European current of its times. With regard to research projects and studies of biological diversity in Dominican Republic, biological information continues to be collected. Thus contribution to knowledge of biological carrying out monitoring evolution of species. Since 2000, more than 284 research projects have been carried out in the country. Many of those studies and research projects are carried out by universities, NGO, research institutions, and independent researchers, both national and foreign, and financed with both national and international funds. In this sense, researchers such as Eusebio Cano Carmona and Ana Cano Ortiz have made contributions to the island of great importance, such as the establishment of biographic areas by distributing endemic flora and habitat to Dominican Republic and Haiti. In this research, they present a biographic profile on the flora of the Hispaniola island. The research also carried out a floristic and distribution study of 1,582 endemic species on Hispaniola. 19 working areas were defined and plant samples were taken in most of them following the Central European phytosociological methods. In the study, it was determined the degree of friction between each pair of 19 biographic areas. Likewise, researchers like Sisto Ichautegi, who have made milestones in Iceland biogeography with insularity, analysis, ecology, and evolution. This text analyzes the geography work that have been carried out on the island. Due their extension and limited fauna and greater probability of separating the various factors that affect the distribution of animals. These have served in part for the development of what has been called insular biology and insular biogeography. In 1981, one of the most widely used life zone classification was published in the Dominican Republic base of Holdridge life zone system. This is the base of climatic factors such as annual average temperature, annual precipitation, and humidity. According to Holdridge classification system, 9 life zones are defined for the Dominican Republic. So, this has been the classic classification of life zone used for the country. However, in 1993, Hanger and Sassoni proposed a new classification for different ecosystems in the Dominican Republic. Unlike Holdridge's classification, which is based on climatic factor, this new classification proposal is based on the structure and composition of vegetation unit. According to its authors, this classification makes it possible to assess the diversity of ecosystems and their requirement for conservation. So, these are more precise classification and based on available data on vegetation and species collection career for more than 25 years. In this new classification system, a total of 7 large ecosystems are described, which in turn are composed of vegetative unit or association of very similar composition according to the predominance of species and anthropological condition. Document of great value for the biogeography study of biodiversity is the Atlas of Biodiversity and Natural Resources of the Dominican Republic. This document provides various georeference and systematized information on a national scale that provide an up-to-date view of biological diversity and natural resources, their location, distribution, potentialities, uses, and limitations. In addition, it is a fundamental tool of reference for all those interested in learning more about the biodiversity of the Dominican Republic. It consists of 44 maps present in 7 thematic blocks. Each map has a technical page that describes the general picture of each topic. The 7 thematic blocks are physical aspect, biodiversity, water resources, primary aspect, biophysical resources, natural trends, and political and administrative division. The most recent biodiversity report is from 2019. In this report, a sensitivity classification of areas where trusted species are found according to the sharing was made. The study of land and biography in Dominican Republic has a close relationship with international cooperation agencies. In terms of the inventory of different ecosystems and land use, several study inventories and evaluations have been carried out in Dominican Republic by the OAS, FAO, and CARIS. These studies reveal that from the 60s, 80% of the vegetation cover of the Dominican Republic territory had been significantly impacted. The Environmental Information Directory of the Ministry of Environmental began in 2002 the project updating the inventory of land use and coverage, with technical assistance from USAID and the United States Geological Survey from Earth Data Center. Under the ECOMAR program, the result of analysis of a kilometer database of the Hispanobiota Marine Project were present for their incorporation in the Ocean Biogeographic Information System. For Haiti, 3% were at 28 species, which increment to 52 species to number of Haitian equivalent in the OBIS database. For Dominican Republic, 7 species are added, which increment to 70 the number of species of Dominican equivalent in the OBIS database. This data extend the distribution interval of the echinofauna with the new localities and show the potential of marine Hispanobiota to increase the OBIS database with data from Hispaniola Island, making updated information available to the scientific community for new taxonomic and ecological investigation and geographic. In terms of public policies, the Constitution of the Dominican Republic promulgated in 2010, together with the sectorial law of biodiversity, the organic law of the national development strategy of the Dominican Republic, and general law of the environmental and natural resources, are the main instruments for the protection, conservation, and sustainability use of biodiversity and ecosystem defined and identified in the territory. In a great effort to promote action aimed at conserving biodiversity, in 2011, the Dominican Republic established the National Strategy for the Conservation and Sustainability Use of Biodiversity and Action Plan, which operates some biodiversity conservation export and allow frequent monitoring and follow up on its implementation and progress. Another milestone of great relevance at the level of the legal framework in the engagement of the sectoral law of biodiversity, which is aligned with the Nagoya Protocol and strengthen the governance and provision of public policies for the conservation for biodiversity in Dominican Republic. In this sense, the country has established areas of importance for the conservation of ecosystems, both marine and territorial. The national system of protected areas of the Dominican Republic covers 25% of the national territory in the land and inland water and about 10% of marine territory. That's all, and thanks for joining us in this International Humboldt Day. Goodbye.